So if you guys watched my previous video, I went over my 2024 Harley Davidson Road Glide. I went over the entire like infotainment system. I went over kind of how the buttons are laid out and kind of what all the buttons do. And then I told you guys in that video that I really only had or have one gripe about the new models. And that gripe was that you could not use your Apple CarPlay without connecting a headset. So huge shout out to everyone. A couple of the viewers actually emailed me and told me that there was already a fix. And again, that's why I love to tell you guys about any problems that I'm having, and you guys comment about any problems you guys are having. And that's how a community is formed, and that's how we help one another. That's why I love this platform, and a lot of you guys actually helped me out because I didn't even know there was a fix. So like I mentioned, a couple of viewers, huge shout out to you guys, including John from Australia, Stuart. Huge shout out to you guys, appreciate you guys. And then also my friend Howard from Headshot Rides, he actually reached out to me, and he actually emailed me a link to the components that I need to be able to use the Apple CarPlay without connecting to the headset. So like YouTube is gigantic, like 200 million YouTube accounts, so many millions and millions of viewers, billions of viewers out there. So obviously I just haven't seen the video. So that's why I said it's just great to talk about things. Even if a lot of you guys seen it, maybe I haven't, or you guys don't know something about it, and I could bring that information to you guys. And that's why this platform is awesome, because we're all communicating, right? Back and forth. So anyway, just huge shout out to you guys, but I did get those components, and I'm gonna show you guys the components. And I'm actually going to have links down below in the video description if you guys want to pick this up, because I didn't even know that there was a fix. Like I said, it's pretty simple. So what the concept is, you kind of want to fool the computer in thinking that a headset is connected. So someone commented like I was blaming Harley for this. I never said that. I never mentioned that it was Harley's fault. I really didn't know whether it was something from Harley or Apple CarPlay. But into further research, it is a Apple thing, Apple CarPlay thing, which they don't allow you to connect to the Apple CarPlay unless you're using a headset. I think that's something so you could use Siri, if that makes any sense. So this way, at least you could say, you know, hey Siri or whatever, and you could ask questions into the Apple CarPlay. I'm assuming that's why they do that. But I just said, see, my phone just even clicked on. But yeah, so I just don't want to have to connect to a headset in order to use Apple CarPlay. Also in this video, I got a couple other small fixes which I'm gonna show you, which I had on the previous bike. So let's go through this. But the one piece you're gonna need, hopefully you guys could see that. This is a USB to USB-C adapter. Again, I'm gonna leave all the links down below in the description. This is a car Bluetooth audio receiver. So these two items are gonna get combined together. So this is one piece right here. This is actually going to plug into the USB-C adapter, like so. All right, so you have the two pieces connected, and it's really just a stereo jack. I think it's 3.5 at the end. So you're not gonna even use this. This just has to be plugged in, which I'll plug in right now. This has to be plugged into the connector into the bike. I'm gonna leave it out. Actually, I'll just put it inside so it doesn't hit anything. But that's all you do. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take the camera off so you guys could see a little closer. All right, so that's plugged in right there. As you guys can see, the two pieces, and we're gonna put the power onto the bike. And let's see what happens, and I'll show you guys what you have to do, because there is a step inside the menu that you have to do. Let the bike boot up. All right, so we're in that menu. So now we're gonna go using this scroll wheel right here. We're gonna go, or scroll button, see, there it goes. It's still coming up, connect headset to use Apple CarPlay, but I'll show you guys how to get rid of that. We're gonna go up to settings, and we're gonna go to device manager, and then we're gonna go add new device, and it's searching. So now it's searching right there. It's searching that piece that I plugged into, which is that Ugreen 70601. We're gonna click on that, and that's pairing. All right, so now we have 2 paired devices. All right, so I'm gonna come out of there. There you go, boom, Apple CarPlay, baby. Wow, that was so easy. That was so easy, so cool. Let me show you guys how the screen looks. And again, huge shout out to my viewers. Huge shout out to Headshot Rides. Appreciate you, Howard, for emailing me the components needed. So that is really cool. So yeah, so what I'm using now is this little button, or you could use the arrows left, right, up, and down. And you see that you could just keep scrolling down. Awesome. So now if I want to click on Waze, which is right there, which I'm on it, I have the map. If I want to click on music, I have my music. If I want to click on phone, I have my phone. That is awesome. Oh man, I'm so excited. So like I was telling you guys before, this is, let me see, what map is this actually? Let's go back into display so I can show you guys. That's the sport, but it actually moved over. Let me see how it looks in tour. So let me click on this. That's the Apple CarPlay symbol. Cool. So now you could have it, if you have it in tour mode, you have the basic information there on the left, and then you have your Apple CarPlay in the middle. So if you do have, because I remember the bikes we rode in Nevada, the manufacturer's bike, if you do pay for the Harley navigation, then like the whole thing, I believe, is a map that pulls up the map. But this is absolutely awesome, because if I click on the hamburger button over here, or the home button for the function, so then, oh, okay, that's what happens. I thought it was actually going to come up here on the right. So if you need the functionality of that, then you just have to press this button right here. And then if you want to go to Apple CarPlay again, you just click on that. That is awesome. So as for this, you're just going to stow this down as deep as possible in the cubby, and that's just going to stay right there, and that's it. You just close that up. That's going to stay like that forever, as long as you want to use Apple CarPlay. But I do have Apple CarPlay. That is fantastic. I absolutely love that. Yeah, so hopefully this video, I'm going to shut the bike down. Hopefully this video helps you out, but I do have 2 more things that I do want to show you. Small little upgrades, really inexpensive upgrades that you might want to do to your bike. I'll show you guys that right now. All right, so on my previous bike, if you guys remember, I want to show you guys something. And this is important. If you guys remember me telling you, like I always carry on long trips, I carry my camera bag. So I have a camera in here, I have GoPro batteries, I have camera batteries, I have my drone in here. I keep everything in this bag. This bag on my previous 2022 model was really, really tight to go into the saddlebag. Watch how easy it just goes in. And the thing is, it just dropped right in. Before on the 22 style bag, that's why I wanted to show you guys this, because these bags are a lot bigger. So not only did it just fall right into place into the bag, on the 22 model bag, I literally had to kind of finagle it, squeeze it a little bit, and kind of push it down. It was really cramped. So not only did it fall down into place easy, but I could actually push it back. Whereas all this room here in the front, I have on this bag, on the new model bag, which I didn't have on the previous bag. So these are the 2 upgrades that I wanted to show you guys. You remember me telling you about, well, let me show you guys what it is first. It's the rickrack safety bolts that are pretty much like flat. They're like really flat and low profile and slim. I'm also gonna leave you guys a link down below in the description. And I'm gonna also put in rickrack holster. So what's cool about this, I showed you guys this as well in a previous video. What's cool about this is, I'll show you the installation, but this actually gets mounted in your saddlebag. And then what's awesome about it is that you could actually take this holster off and use it on yourself, on your personal body. And then once you come to the bike, you could actually clip it on. So this is why I recommend these safety bolts. I had it on my last bike, Mad Max. I love them. I'll tell you why in a second. So if every single time you remember these latches right here, it's almost like a hook. So if you have these things down, even if you don't, because they stick out so far, you see this camera strap, the camera strap from the bag. It actually, like, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, but it only takes that one time and then you're like so ticked off because you try to remove the bag and everything gets hooked on these latches. So even if you have like a hat, if you have a hat in there, it gets hooked on. And it's not only a bag, it's not only a hat. A lot of things get hooked on to these Harley Davidson latches. And also they take up a lot of space. They take up, I'm gonna say, probably about 1.25 inches of space that it pushes off the side of the bag that you really can't use. And if you have something delicate like me with the drone or a camera, you really don't wanna be pressing this bag down and kind of, you know, pressing your expensive gear up against this bolt. So let me show you guys, how this works. It's like crazy easy. And I've used this on my previous bike and they're just amazing. So you have two right here. One set or one package is good for both saddlebags. So I want to show you guys on this one first. So I'm just going to open them up. I'll show you guys how it looks. And then what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna actually take the bike outside to show you guys how the bike looks and to show you guys, there's a couple things that I actually did to the bike. So you see that? So let me take off this one actually. So do you see the difference? Sorry, like that. So you see the difference as far as how far the stock bolt, latch, whatever you want to call it, sticks out. And it's a hook. So a lot of things are going to get hooked onto there. These safety bolts by Rickrack, they're just awesome. I love them. They take up so little space. That's probably like, I'm going to say a little bit tiny more than 1/4 inch instead of like this, about 1 inch, I guess, or a little more. So what we're gonna do is, this is where this comes into play. You can use the stock bolt if you just wanna get a holster, but I like these safety bolts. You just put it right through and then you just push it right through your saddlebag, tighten that up. Oh, that is awesome. It's not taking up any space. And then you have your holster right here. So if you wanna just put your firearm into the saddlebag, I wouldn't recommend leaving your firearm, obviously, if you're gonna leave the bike somewhere for a long period of time. But just say you're going into a building, say for 5-10 minutes or a couple minutes, and you can't bring your firearm in there, this is a great place to have it because you could close this, you could lock up your bag, and you have a secure place for a short period of time. But, or if you're going on a long trip and say your firearm is kind of digging into your side, if you're on the bike for 10-12 hours riding, while you're on the bike, this is a great place to store it. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. So I'm going to take this one off and I am going to put in the other Rickrack safety bolt. You know, fairly inexpensive, but for me not to have a lot of stuff getting hooked onto those hooks and also having the space, because it definitely gives you a lot more room. And let me show you guys how the other side's gonna look. All right, so I'm gonna go over to this side. And I'll show you guys, like, it even lets the bag fall down even with more ease because you don't have like this much sticking out. And I'm always worried about damaging my camera gear, especially if it's in the bag, you know, and you're going to be on the bike for several hours. The stuff in the bag is going to be bouncing, vibrating. You don't want it to be hitting, you know, like a hard point like that, because it could damage your expensive gear or components, whatever. But for me, honestly, the biggest thing is nothing anymore. Look how flat that is. Nothing anymore will be able to get hooked onto this hook. And there's so many times where I tried to take this camera bag out and I couldn't because it got hooked onto one of the hooks, the strap, and then like look how easy it falls in. And there is just so much more room on these bags. It's really impressive. That's how I know these bags are, like, I know they're bigger, but I see it, you know, visually now, how much bigger it is, because on the previous bags, when I put this bag in, I really don't have any more room to put anything in. They're definitely a little wider. So now there is literally nothing here in the bag that my camera bag is going to get hooked onto. All right, guys, let me unplug the battery tender, and I'm gonna bring the bike out, and like these bolts I don't even want. Again, I'm gonna have all the links to the rickrack stuff and the links to the Apple CarPlay down below in the video description so you guys could check it out. But I am so happy somebody figured it out and I don't have to start looking for stuff. All right, I'm gonna pull the bike out. I'm gonna drop it off the stand. We really don't have any parts yet because we're still waiting, but I did do a couple things to the bike, which actually changed it up a lot, as you guys will see. What a sunny day. Finally. But it's gonna be short-lived because today and tomorrow are the only nice days, and then it's going to rain again Thursday and Friday, of course. All right, so check this out. Can you guys notice any differences? I pushed the bars up a little tiny bit. It actually looks really good. I do like the stock bars, I have to say. These are probably, I'm gonna say, the nicest stock bars that Harley's ever put out on a bagger. Definitely the nicest bars on a road glide ever. So I really like the shape, the height of them. They're super, super comfy. And I pushed them, if you can see, like a little tiny past forward. I'm gonna show you guys again. I'm gonna put the camera down on a tripod and show you guys how I look on the bike. But okay, so what else did I do? I pushed the handlebars forward. I took off the reflectors off of the front. What else did I do? I took off the stickers off of the air cleaner, stuff like that, little stuff like that. But I think the biggest thing I wanted to show you was the bars. The bars really, really look good. I mean, they're really nice. Am I gonna change them out? Yeah, of course. I'm definitely, no matter what, going to a bar and riser setup. I've been saying T-bar a lot, but I think people told me that that's not the correct terminology. So I'm gonna try to stop using that. That's already in my head, T-bar. So the correct terminology, a T-bar is actually, someone explained to me, a T-bar is actually where the bar and the riser is actually one piece. So that's a T-bar. The correct terminology for what I had like on Mad Max and for what I'm gonna do now, and what a lot of people, mostly everybody has, it's called a riser and bar setup. So excuse me for sorry for not using the proper term, but I do appreciate you know, the correction on that. So I'll start to say riser and bar setup, but that's what I'm going to put on it. But I'm telling you, boy, it looks good. So we do have some more custom dynamics lights. I'm just going to be waiting a little bit for that because we have some other parts on its way. I am waiting on a Saddleman seat, but the new seat is really, really nice, I have to say. What else? What else? I think that's it. I think that's all we did. There's really not much to do. The bike is beautiful. I think that was the main thing that I wanted to show you guys as far as the bars. If you guys buy one, you know, that's how it's gonna look. I'm gonna put the camera down so you guys could see me on the bike. All right, let me go over to the bike. I'll show you guys how I look. I'll show you guys like the arm placement too. So yeah, so I'm about, I don't know, 6'2". So you could see straight. Really, really comfortable. And the bars were like, I guess this, straight from the dealer. So I pushed them forward because I'm tall, I have long arms. Yeah, and this is pretty comfortable for me. The bar and riser setup is just very, very comfortable because it actually, the way the bars are designed, the angles on them, the way the riser comes up and it's a pullback, that's what I'm gonna do. Probably in the next video or soon, I'm gonna tell you guys kind of what I wanna do to this bike. And I wanna also do a video, another video about how, like, you know, what all the differences are. Not as far as the display, because we already went over that, but as far as the differences all around the bike, top to bottom, front to back. But that's how I look on the bike. But the bike is really, really comfortable, and with the bars a little bit pushed forward, I think it looks really, really good. So like, let me show you guys how this looks over here. Like it looks really, really nice from here, you know? I have to say, the bars are definitely, like if I wasn't going to do a set of risers and bars, like I would just keep these bars on the bike because that's how good they look. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. I wanted to bring you those couple things because I'm sure it's going to help, even though by no means I was not the one to figure out the Apple CarPlay, but I just wanted to give you guys that information because just like me, I didn't see those videos because sometimes they just don't pop up, whether it's on your search or whether it's on the home page and stuff like that. So yeah, so thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys for letting me know the info. Hopefully in the next week or so, I only have like, I don't know, I think I have like 18 miles on a bike. So hopefully in the next week or so, we're gonna have some good weather. Maybe tomorrow I'll do a little ride review, but we got so much more rain coming in for the Northeast area. It's crazy. So just bear with me. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Love you guys.